Hello and welcome. Olga is here and welcome to day 5 of our Tap in Forgiveness Challenge. Today is the last day of the challenge and we're talking about forgiving yourself. The reason why I left this one for last, because usually this is the hardest thing to do, is to really release any guilt, resentment, and heaviness or judgment around yourself and the decision that you've made in the past or maybe in the recent time. And it's really interesting because we've done a lot of work together already in this challenge to get you to this point. Because here's the truth, guys. When you are forgiving someone, who are you really forgiving, right? There's internal representation of these people in your mind and in your brain that you are perceiving them from a certain point of view. So really there is no people in your brain, it's just you seeing them through a certain lens. And doing this work, the forgiveness work around other people, you really are releasing and forgiving yourself and giving yourself permission to feel worthy of receiving, whether it's abundance of money or love. So this is really just such a crucial and such a beautiful work to do, because forgiveness is really just the key and the clue to everything. And tapping is the great tool to experience this practice or to make it happen, because it really helps you feel differently in your body, not just logically say, well, I've forgiven them, it's not a big deal. And the next time you see a person who wearing the same shirt, your whole body goes into this state of stress response, right? And then, so whatever our primary emotion is, whatever our main vibration is, that's what we are manifesting. And Robert Smith talked about that a lot. He said, whether it's the highest positive or negative, it doesn't matter. It's whatever is the strongest, that's the vibration, that's the emotion that always wins, right? So that's what we continue recreating, usually subconsciously, right, on some level. So doing this forgiveness work really, really helps. Before we dive into the tapping practice and a couple of things that I want you to take out of this video, I want to mention that tomorrow you'll have a surprise video 6, and we'll talk about something absolutely juicy. That's the video where I'll talk about how to check if you're really forgiven. And I'll walk you through an incredible practice to where you'll be able to see if that peace that you were searching for, and if those emotions that you were willing to change and let go and release and surrender, if they are actually changed. It's a very, very powerful exercise. I do it with all of my clients and you guys are going to enjoy it. So make sure to tune in for day 6 to do this practice with me. And so for today, if there's one thing that I want you to take out of the today video, it would be this. If you are holding any resentment or guilt or judgment against yourself, consider that. What you're doing right now is you're looking back at yourself in the past, at a certain point of time, right? Where you were maybe making decisions, or you've done something, you said something, maybe you hurt someone, maybe you hurt yourself, maybe you made a poor choice. Whatever it is that you're doing, I want you to consider this. At that point of time, in that minute, with the information that you got, in the given circumstances, with the tools and level of awareness and understanding that you had, you have done your best. I'm going to say it again. At that moment of time where you were making that decision or choice or whatever that you've done, that you're struggling to forgive yourself for, you've done the best you can. So do you see that you really have no right to go back there and create, any guilt or any other emotions, rather than say, that's what I've done. I mean, at that time, this is all what I knew. And you may or may not have tapping, or you may or may not have me. So you didn't have certain knowledge or influence or understanding of the problem that you're seeing it now. And it's very easy to look back and say, I can't believe I married that guy. That's what I was doing, right? So like, I can't believe I married that guy. But the honest truth, 10 years ago, I was in a different place. I was vibrating the frequency of neediness, loneliness, I have to get married kind of frequency. I want to have kids, right? And none of this is really bad things, but it came from the place of desperation, and it came from the place to where I have to have it. So there's a lot of push and pull in that relationships and that dynamic, even how they started. And right now, of course, I was looking back, like, here's a red flag, here's a red flag, here's a red flag. So I was like looking all over and walking all over red flags. but they weren't red flags for me back then. They were pink flags, right? Or pink glasses that I was wearing. And, of course, we talked about how often you marry a parent that you need to make peace with. And I married my dad, quote unquote, right? So a lot of traits, especially on a higher, deeper level, on a soul and heart level, my ex-husband and my dad had in common. So subconsciously, to heal that wound, I have attracted that person so I can work through that, so I can connect with myself the way my soul is craving to connect. And the honest truth, guys, I think when I've really, really, really forgiven my dad, I just realized I don't need this interaction anymore with my ex-husband. He came into my life to really help me heal this wound. Wow, that's big. Actually, I don't think I've never seen it this way. Like literally right now as I'm talking about it, it's hitting me. And so if you're doing any of this with yourself, where you're going back and you're judging or you're thinking that you've done something wrong, please do take this out of this video and do remind yourself that you haven't done anything wrong. Anything else is just judgment. Anything else is just, you beating yourself up, right? You continue this abusive behavior towards yourself. And it's not that you don't want to learn from your mistakes, right? And it's not that you don't want to acknowledge that you maybe done something that didn't serve you in the past, didn't serve other people in the past. That's not what I'm talking about. You do want to acknowledge that. You do want to apologize if that's the case, right? But please don't beat yourself up over and over because it's very abusive. And this is the worst form of abuse because you're abusing yourself. And the way you love yourself, that's how you're going to allow others to love you. And that's also the kind of love that you will express toward them as well. So again, we are going back to this very, very core issue is that you'll be treated by others how you treat yourself. You'll treat others how you treat yourself, right? So you can see how this piece is really, really, really bringing everything together when it comes to creating happy relationships, when it comes to manifesting more abundance, because it has to do with receiving, right? With energy of receiving. So enjoy this work, keep on tapping. It totally works. My life have completely changed in the last just couple of years, especially 2017. Everything is just changing drastically. So I tap a lot because, hashtag upper limit and hashtag too good to be true, but it's totally changing and it's okay to change. And I keep on reminding to myself, I'm an infinite receiver. Just bring it on. I'll take it all, right? And so let's go ahead and do a quick round of tapping on forgiving yourself and really giving yourself permission to get yourself off the hook, quote unquote. And I remember my mom shared that with me, and she said, yeah, it's hard to forgive, your dad, but it's even harder to forgive myself. So she'll go back and she'll find something that she didn't do right, or she'll find ways to criticize or judge herself. And she will use that against herself over and over. So if you are in this tendency, do tap with me. Let's change it. It's time for you to love yourself differently and raise the vibration of this planet. So close your eyes and just kind of think about anything or any piece, memory, event, or any other way that you can actually turn things around. Right now I'm in a place where it's kind of hard for me to start beating myself up because I'm so happy, but I'm sure that there's something that I'll clear as I tap with you on this one, because this is an ongoing journey, right? We are, as aware individuals and women and souls, we always want to learn and grow. So this is a great work. And as you do so, just tap on the side of the hand. I notice very often resistance come up when it comes to forgiving yourself, because you understand that is it, right? That is the work. And as you tap, just repeat after me. So there's a karate chop point. It's just something to help us release the resistance. And as you do so, just say, even though I've done something wrong, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm having a hard time and I judge myself, I love and accept myself anyways. Even though there's a lot of judgment and negativity and abuse that I perform in my head toward myself, I love and accept myself anyways. This feeling, the judgment, I beat myself up for something that I did, for something that I said, the choice that I've made, people that I hurt, consciously or subconsciously. I release and let it go. It's my time to become my best cheerleader. It's my time to go within and change my relationships with myself. Because as I do so, everything else changes. The way how I love myself, that's how I'm going to love everybody else. If I abuse myself in my own head, if I don't speak kindly to myself, if I replay old hurtful memories, this is how I love myself. And nobody will love me more than I love myself. So I send a very clear message to the people of what kind of relationships I'm expecting. And so the story keeps on replaying itself. And I'm done. And it's not working. And it's safe to let it go. So I release and let it go of all the old story, that conversation in my head, all the way I used to abuse myself. I now clearly see that at that moment of time, with the level of awareness I had, with the tools and knowledge that I had, I have done my best. So there's nothing for me to do rather than love myself. And I'm ready for this new level, the level of acceptance, the level of peace, non-judgment, nourishment, appreciation. And so it is. Good job, gorgeous. Grab your wrist, full surround. Breathe in, breathe out. And say we're at peace. Fantastic. Now, if any memories come up, go back to video 2 and tap on those memories until they're completely gone. Make sure to flip every one of them. I just had a session with a client today. We flipped 5 memories in 1 hour. It is a very, very powerful process, and it really restructures how you think and how you feel about yourself. Remember, guys, we said memories are affirmations. Very important to go to the root and make these profound changes. Your life will improve on many levels. I'm so excited for the changes that lay ahead of you. I know things are just about to get even more better, as I know that they've been shifting already. And if you have any questions, do post it in the group. I'll be happy to answer. Rather than that, until day 6, the bonus day tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye.